welcome back. As you must have seen from the title, that this video is going to be about the continuation of the previous part, that is the 3 steps of making money. And today we are going to get into detail into each steps, that is the first, learning, implementation, and then earning. So let's get started. So today in this video I'll be showing you the 2 steps basically, that is the learning and the implementation part, and the earning part will come in the next video because we don't have enough time. And I will also show you with an example of how I learned content creation in just 2 days. Well, that basically includes just the learning part because the entire process takes a lot of time. So I'll be showing this to you with the help of an example here. In the modern times, you don't need to go anywhere, you don't need to be present anywhere else because the times have changed, and you can learn anything that you want just at the comfort of your fingertips. And it is very easy for you to learn almost any skill that you want, online, and there are millions of resources that you can learn from. So I'll be starting with the resources that you can learn from. Looking at the internet online, there are a lot of resources, there are lots of resources that you can learn from, but one of the main resources that is available for everybody at no cost, and you can access it from any part of the world, is YouTube, because it is free of cost for everybody, and you can get almost any information that you want from YouTube. And if you apply it properly, then you can learn any skill that you want. But there are various exceptions as well, because not everybody provides the correct information. So first, what you need to do is, for example, I need to learn about content creation. Then first what I would do is I would watch almost enough videos for me to know what is right and what is wrong, because you are able to make out what is right and what is wrong. So the first step is going to be to make a detailed study about your particular topic or a skill that you want to learn about, and gather enough information that's there. And the next step will be to note down whatever you've learned in just 1 or 2 pages. Although implementation is the best, but we are going to get into that later. So in the next step, what you're going to have to do is to note down whatever you've learned, not in the form of long paragraphs or not in the form of an entire journal, but what you're going to do is make just 1 or 2 brief notes, so that you can just look at it, and whenever you need it, have a just brief look at it, and make your step forward accordingly. So after you've noted down what you're going to do, the third step, what you want to do is to analyze and take real life examples. Just take a few case studies of the real life examples of the people who started from where you are right now. For example, if I were starting out in content system, and if I were to learn about the content creation, then I would, after noting down whatever I've gathered, I would look into the case studies of the various people who were in the similar position as me. I would take out detailed 5 to 10 case studies of various people and analyze what is the similar pattern and what pattern they've followed, what are the things that they've done, and follow the people that you want to be like. Basically start following the people from your niche. And this applies not just for content creation, and if you're watching this to learn any other skill, then this applies to that as well. So after this step, the main work starts, because until now whatever you've learned and whatever you've seen is from someone else's plate, and now it's time for you to just go and check out what's best for you and what suits best for you. So in this process, what you're going to be doing in this step, what you're going to be doing is to create your own strategy. So now basically you'll be creating your plan or your routine as to how you're going to be achieving that goal, because now you have enough information that is required, and you've also gathered the proof that is required, proof from the people who've succeeded right from where you were. So now it's time for you to plan your strategy and your routine accordingly. For example, if I were I would take the example of content itself. So if I were learning about content, and if I've watched enough case studies, now my idea is going to be to get into execution part. So now I'll start planning and making routine accordingly as to what I want to do next, as to what my next step into content would be, what my posting time, my my resources, the platforms that I'm going to be posting in, and the days. And I'll be, basically my aim will be to niche down on whatever I'm doing and to make a strategy that works the best for you. So with this, we come to the end of the learning part. So the next step is going to be about implementation. In the next step, we are going to implement whatever we've learned in, you know, in with the help of the strategy that we've created in the end of the first part. So implementation becomes one of the most important steps, and this is the one of the most, because learning everybody can learn, but implementation is the part where most people fail. So now what you're going to have to do is, after you've created your strategy, you're going to implement it to the various platforms. For example, I've learned content and I've planned my content and my routine accordingly. So I'm going to be thinking about posting on into various platforms next. And now, one of the most important factors that decides whether you're going to be successful in the long run or you're not going to be successful is your consistency. Being consistent will give you an edge, even if you do not have better, if you even if you don't have a good strategy, it will give you a if you, it will give you a clear idea about how long you're gonna, or how far you're gonna go. But being consistent does not mean that you don't change your routine or your particular path that you set to reach towards your goal. It just means that you just have a fixed goal and not a fixed path to reach there. And there will be times where you're gonna have to experiment with what you've with your strategy, with what you've made your routine. You have to experiment and work out and find out what suits best for you and plan your routine accordingly. So for example, if you're posting different kinds of content, then see what suits best for you, and then eventually when you get that hit and you come to know that this is suiting you and this is going to work out for you, then you niche down to that particular topic and then start being consistent in that even more. So lastly, just experiment with your content, just experiment with your skill, and apply it to your advantage, and experiment on various topics if you are trying out for content. So that's it for today. In the next video, I'll be showing you how you can start earning from that same skill. For example, here we have taken the example of content. So how you're going to start earning from that content once you implement it. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching.